Welcome back to Thinking Rationally.
Thank you. Welcome back to you as well.
Thank you. It's nice to be here in your company, as usual. I'm not bored of you at all. 3 weeks in.
It's only been 3 days since I've seen you. Definitely not 3 days too long.
Anyways, today we are going to do a Q&A. You guys give Qs, and we try our best to give some A's. And if you don't know what that stands for, questions and answers.
Thank you for the clarification. I was actually confused myself.
Yeah, some people, if you're listening and you're like Justin and you have a single-digit IQ, you might be confused on some of these abbreviations, so we'll try to spell it out for you.
Speaking of single-digit IQ, Sammy knows all of these questions, but I haven't looked at them yet. So he knows everything, and although his comprehension might be low, he will be reading them out for us to answer.
I'll have to sound them out one word at a time. Okay, number one. This is from Kira. Shout out Kira. If Justin took Sammy's job and Sammy became a swimmer, who would fail first?
That's a good question.
I think we need more context because sometimes I think about this, like if I was transported into your body the moment you're about to jump in the pool for a race, and if you were transported into my body, like the moment you have to sing a song, like if there's no preparation involved, I think you would embarrass yourself. Well, we both embarrass ourselves. I'd embarrass myself because I'd jump in the pool and like compared to all the other elite level swimmers next to me, I would just look like a sloth. But people would just be like, Justin's having a weird day or something. But if you had to do a song,
if you jumped in instead of me in a pool, they would not say Justin's having a weird day. They would say something is wrong with Justin. Maybe he broke every single one of his limbs because this is very, very uncharacteristic. Uncharacteristic isn't even the right word. They would think that maybe I just forgot how to swim.
I can still swim, just at a more leisurely pace.
Uh-huh. And if I took your place on stage instead of you, I think that the audience would be thinking to themselves, oh, maybe Sammy just forgot to turn on his auto-tune.
Wow. Guys, we don't use any of that. We are real. Right, Justin?
Right.
No. So, but if you were singing up there, because you wouldn't know all the words either.
I know a large majority. I think that where I have the benefit is that I've seen you do your concerts so many times, a lot more frequently than you have practiced or watched any type of swimming. So in that sense, I would have the upper hand on you. But if I were to try to take over the operation and keep things going and keep the momentum rolling, and then you were to start swimming, I think that you would be more successful than me because what you do is a lot more multifaceted than
splish splash,
splish splash, get from point A to point B as fast as you can. So I think that ultimately you would be better at swimming than I am at singing.
If we had more time to practice.
Yes.
Yeah, because okay, so I get your point. So on a short time horizon, because you've seen me do my thing so many times, you can like osmosis absorb how I do it. But me watching you swim doesn't make me any faster on a short time horizon.
Exactly, yeah.
But on a longer one, because I know how to swim, allegedly, I could speed it up, whereas you don't know how to do all the ins and outs of the music.
Exactly. It's much more multifaceted.
Yeah.
So I think it depends, but it depends on the amount of time we're given.
Yeah, that was a pretty diplomatic answer because we both give ourselves a little bit of credit there. Long story short, though, I'm very glad that we don't have to deal with any of those Freaky Friday situations there. Okay. Maddie says, Skippy peanut butter or end universal world hunger? This is a meme. This is a meme in our community because we're pretty anti-Skippy peanut butter.
I love these already. This is incredible.
These are fun questions. Look, if I'm eating peanut butter, there should be a couple ingredients, okay? And by a couple, I mean 2. First ingredient.
That's what a couple means. Couple.
I know, but remember for the low IQ.
But if you know that, then everyone's higher.
So anyways, peanuts should be the first ingredient. Maybe if you're feeling crazy, the second one can be salt. If you look at Skippy, bro, there's like 86 different things before you even get to the peanuts or the salt. And that's my issue with peanut butter. And so Maddie's question, I assume it means would I eat Skippy peanut butter or end world hunger? Look, if it really came down to it, of course, I would suffer the consequences of eating one spoonful.
Only one?
Or you're gonna make me eat the whole jar?
Oh yeah, this is a full jar we're talking
Bro,
about.
I honestly wouldn't even give Skippy peanut butter to a hungry person. It would be doing them a disservice. You?
I want to go back to that. So there could be a person about to die. If they don't eat, they're going to die. And you have a jar of Skippy peanut butter that you're not going to eat. And if you refrain from giving it to them, they die. So you're just not going to give it to them because eating Skippy peanut butter is worse than death.
Bro, obviously I'm going to give them the Skippy peanut butter in that context, but then I'm probably going to feel very guilty that I've just poisoned them. Next question. We're clearly not getting a Skippy sponsorship anytime soon.
Maybe that's for the best.
All right, here's a little bit more of a serious one. How do you deal with hate? Should I answer that one? You don't get any hate, or?
Not really.
I feel very fortunate because I feel like my fan base is really nice and very caring and kind, and there's not too much hate, knock on wood. But when there is hate, a lot of times the fans will rally. Like if there's one hate comment, it'll be responded to by like 6 people going, well, you shouldn't even be here. You can just keep scrolling. Did you really need to say that? And it's so nice. I love this community. I love how you guys really rally around me and help me out. But I think there's a lot of cliches about it. But one is realizing that nobody who's happy with their life and who's in a good position is going to hate on you. And nobody who's doing better than you is going to hate on you. And, you know, they say don't take advice from somebody who you wouldn't want to live a life like. And in the same vein, don't take... and so if you wouldn't want to live a life like this person, you shouldn't give heed to their criticism because they're coming from a place... I also heard another one. Don't take criticism from critics. Take criticism from people that are also doing what you're doing. So, you know, if another successful person in your field says, hey, maybe you should do it like this, that's not hate, that's constructive criticism. But someone just commenting like, trash, this sucks, I think just some compassion, honestly, realizing that you have to be in a pretty low place to leave a comment like that on somebody's content that they're putting out there. And that's a big mindset unlock. The other thing that's helped me is anytime that there's a comment like that, I assume you mean Cooper, who asked this question, online, kind of social media hate. Because, and if that's the case, when you're posting stuff and if you get hate from random people, it's a good sign because it means you're reaching new people. So a lot of times, if it's just, if a piece of content is only going off in like my fan base, it'll be all love. But if I see a bunch of hate comments like this sucks, who even is this guy, blah, blah, I'm like, oh, sweet, it's reaching new people. Also realize that every time someone comments hate, it's going to boost the algorithm even more and reach even more people. Any thoughts?
Yeah, this is a little flashback to episode 2. So if any of you listen to episode 2, you'll remember this from that episode. I made an analogy about peaches when it comes to hate. You could be the juiciest peach on the tree, best peach that's ever been created by the universe. Some people just don't like peaches. It's just a preference thing. Some people just don't like them. You will not go throughout your life with 100% of people liking you. And once you not only realize that, but fully come to terms with it, it's a little bit freeing because you don't have to constantly walk around thinking that you need to please everyone that you walk around and meet and interact with, because not all of them are going to like you. I mean, I have a sweatshirt that says, you don't have to be liked by everybody. You don't even like everybody. So why would you care if everybody likes you if you don't like everybody? once I came to terms with that, I stopped caring. And if people hate me, that's on them. I just live my life.
Yeah, I like what you said. If someone hates you, it's on them. If someone is hating, the act of hating somebody, it doesn't feel good. It's like you're harboring negative energy within you. And if you really sit with that, and I personally don't hate anybody, but if you do hate somebody, think about how that makes you feel. It's what's the anger? Anger is the hot potato in your hand that you're not gonna put down. That's not the exact quote, but something like that. Something like that. When you're angry or having hatred in your heart, it's like you're holding onto the hot potato and just getting more riled up when you have the ability to drop it at any time. But yeah, I think that's a really good perspective, realizing that other people disliking you is their prerogative and they're allowed to do that, and just not letting that affect your self-worth. Base your self-worth off your own internal scorecard and ask yourself, am I living a life in accordance with my values, and do I approve of what I'm doing? And if the answer is yes, then other people's opinion of it might just be a reflection of their own insecurities or jealousy about what you're doing.
Yeah, I mean, even when you break down the sentence, I was just kind of going through the sentence of they dislike you. In that sentence, dislike is the verb. They are the ones doing this liking. That is completely on them. That has nothing to do with you. That is them performing the verb, not you. It's coming onto you, but it's not you performing the verb. So it's them that's harboring all of this hate, all of this negativity, and really has nothing to do with you.
Yeah, or there's the whole, you have to take offense. You got to take it. You don't just receive offense. You don't say, I receive offense from that. You say, I take offense. You go and you grab the offense, but you can just leave the offense over there. You don't have to go take it. It's your choice.
I don't like taking it.
No, leave it there. Let it sit there and wither away. Hopefully that helps if you're ever feeling any hate. Granted, I'm still very sensitive, and it's weird how one hate comment can counteract like 100 positive ones, but it also can be helpful to, if you have one hate comment and it's really getting to you, just reread the positive ones.
Never knew someone with a single-digit IQ could be sensitive.
I think it makes me more sensitive.
How do you process it?
There's no processing. It's just straight emotion. Let's see. Okay, on that note, what is the secret to always seeing things on the positive side, even in bad situations? What is the secret?
I don't think there's a secret. You just have to look for it.
Yeah.
It's not going to be a conscious thing at first, but in every situation, there will always be a positive lens. So you genuinely just have to search for it. Even if it takes some cognitive strain in the beginning, you have to search for it. It's like I just said 10 seconds ago, it's not something that will happen autonomously in the beginning, but once you do it enough, that's just going to be your frame of awareness and how you see the world. So at this point, I mean, for both of us, it's bad things happen to us all the time, but because we take a positive perspective on it, we never really view it to be as bad as maybe it actually is, because we just kind of see what it is as what it is rather than tying any type of emotion to it whatsoever.
Catastrophizing.
Yeah. So we see it as it is, and then we just act accordingly. And usually acting accordingly comes in the form of something positive, because if something quote unquote bad happens, why follow that up with a bad emotion when you could just follow that up with a good action and then get yourself out of that hole that might have been dug under you?
Napoleon Hill says, in every adversity is the seed of an opportunity of greater or equal size, or something like that. I'm the king of quoting things today that are not exactly it, but you get the point. Within every adversity, there's something positive to glean from it. And I'm sure you can even look back. It's easier to do this in hindsight than when you're in the moment, but I'm sure you can look back. Cami asked this question. Shout out Cami. I'm sure you can look back on your life and find a time that was hard in the moment that you learned something from, you grew from. It's almost impossible to have a hard experience and not come out the other end having learned something. You have to really try to ignore all the lessons. And it seems like the universe has a funny way of, if you don't learn the lesson, experiencing the same thing over and over again. I feel like you see that in relationships. Someone gets with a certain kind of person, and then they break up, and then they get with basically the carbon copy of the person again in like just different body. And you learn the lesson again and again, or you experience the same adversity until you learn the lesson. So the best thing you can do is look for the positive, and if there's no obvious positive, try to find just a learning opportunity or something that it taught you.
Yeah, just some type of takeaway that doesn't have any negative frame of reference or anything like that. Just some good that comes from it, some lesson, some anything.
Yeah, and I also, again, like I said, I think it can be helpful to take yourself out of where you are, ask yourself how significant the thing really is. Is it as bad as you think it is in the moment, or is this something that's not really going to matter in the grand scheme of things? If it is something that's going to matter in the grand scheme of things, which it could be, then that's when you can look and say, what can I learn? How can I grow from this?
Yeah, another thing I like to tell myself is, even when a seemingly bad thing happens, I tell myself that this is exactly how things had to happen in order for me to become the person that I am, and that the universe would never put me in a position that it didn't want me to do. It's like there's a phrase that's said by Alex Hormozy, Chris Williamson, a few other people that I know. It's, if you want to become a strong man, God will not put you in strong positions. He'll put you in positions that test your strength. If you want to become very smart, he's not going to bless you with wisdom. He's going to put you in situations to grow your intelligence. These things aren't just going to come at you. You have to grow and become that person that you want to be, rather than just becoming that person.
Yeah, you can't just be born with abs and muscles and just every knowledgeable wisdom experience possible. You have to go through the trials and tribulations to forge those attributes. And it'd be awesome if you could just teleport into being the best person ever. But I think smooth seas do not make skillful sailors.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna disagree with you on the point right before. It would not be cool to just teleport into what you want, because you would have no value for it.
That's true.
Zero value whatsoever. Like we were not born with abs. In fact, we were born as relatively chubby children. And I think if I just got abs when I wanted to in 6th grade from doing a 5-minute YouTube ab workout before the pool party that I would go to, I would have no value for it whatsoever. But now that I went through the trials and tribulations of figuring out how to eat cleanly, figuring out how to work out properly, what works for me, what doesn't, now I have so much more gratitude and appreciation for how I look and how I feel, because there was a point where I looked and felt significantly worse.
Yeah, no, okay. I was pretty loose with my language there. That's very well said, because I think that's a good example from both of our lives of something that felt hard and challenging and bad in the moment, which is us being chubbier and being bullied for that, led to us both caring a lot about health and fitness, which is something that is just percolated into all areas of our life. And the kids who were bullying us about being chubby, a lot of them, because they were just, had fast metabolisms growing up or played sports or whatever, and didn't really learn these fundamentals, a lot of them now are not in great shape. And that's not to be a dig at them, but it's just kind of like they had the abs without having to try. And it's similar to like a lottery winner. When you have the reward without the work for it, it's harder to appreciate, and you also don't really know how to manage or maintain it.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool. All right, let's find the next question here. Goals for 2026? I would say one of my biggest overarching ones is just to slow down, but still accomplish more. And I know that could sound counterintuitive and oxymoronic, but I think that by slowing down and giving myself more time to reflect and not feeling like I'm constantly in a rush to do more, I'm going to be able to actually find the things that are most effective rather than just like rushing to just do a bunch of things. Because I think we can get in this habit where we're kind of addicted to being busy and we're addicted to getting things done. And you spend so much time just worrying about getting things or something done that you don't really do the thing you need to do. Like, if you're thinking about doing your homework and then you end up cleaning your room, it's like, okay, you were busy and you got something done, but it wasn't the high leverage thing that you needed to do. So for me, slowing down a little bit, not being in such a rush all the time to feel like I need to accomplish more, but still accomplishing more.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I think that for me, the biggest resolution that I had was just to stay healthy this year. I have a pretty hefty track record of getting injured in various different ways, whether it's back problems, knee problems, shoulder problems, what have you. So the biggest goal for me is keeping my body in absolute peak performance shape, no injuries, no muscle strains, no nothing. Ideally, no sickness as well. So that's the biggest one for me. I'd say the one that comes right behind that is kind of paired with it and also of relatively high importance is learning to say no much more often and really prioritizing what is best for me and what I know is best for me just based on my gut feeling and what I have lined up for the future for myself, rather than falling into the patterns of some of the people around me and thinking about what they want or what they believe to be right because they believe that to be right for themselves. So of course they are going to either consciously or subconsciously push that agenda onto others because that's how they feel. But we are all our own individual human beings, and I think that regardless of the opinions of other people, we deep down really do know what is best for ourselves. And I think that I really need to listen to that internal voice a little bit more.
Yeah, it's kind of like we talked about that on the last episode. How we have the remnant of the program of thinking that everybody else knows better. But we have to just uninstall that because you really do know. So what, you want to get better at saying no?
Yes. No.
You're off to a rocky start there. Yeah, I'm trying to think if I have any other big ones. Just, I think prioritizing relationships more, because I think we live in a time that so glorifies the whole like independent hustle, work in silence, lock all your doors and windows, and just grind until you're unrecognizable. And like, it's so promoted everywhere. And maybe that's just my For You page. But I've realized upon reflecting on my year that the times that I enjoy the most and like the most emotional and most fun and invigorating experiences I had were not the times where I was alone with the doors locked in grind hustle mode. It was with other people. And so it just makes sense. Okay, if all the times that you had the most fun were with other people, you should probably prioritize that more and go and do more fun things. So seeking more novelty. And so even in like a typical week where I'm just in the normal routine that I have, still going out and doing things that are just totally new to me, because I feel so much happier when I'm in new environments with new people, and just, or even new environments with the same people, but just novelty and relationships.
Yeah, I like that.
Sweet. Where are we at on time? How many more can we do?
We're good. We still have time.
Cool.
My favorite times were actually in REM sleep, though.
Favorite times is 2025?
Yep. And 24. And 23. But not 22. That was a great year.
All right, I don't know the answer to this one, but you do. Favorite childhood memory with one another. This is from Shrika.
Favorite childhood memory?
Yeah, anything jump to mind? I'm trying to think.
For those of you who don't know, we weren't close at all when we were kids. Not until I was about 16 and he was about 18 did we become closer and really become each other's best friends and really talk to each other often. Before that, I think I met him when I was like 12.
Yeah, I think we didn't really do much. He was my cute little brother for a while, and he was like a little pet, you know? Like, you have any pets? I'm like, no, but I have a younger brother.
Close enough.
He would bark sometimes. And so I don't know.
I wish he was lying.
I think maybe just like going to Colorado. That seems like a classic tradition that we have, and we still do it, so it's nice. But there's such a warm feeling about going there.
I have to think.
Maybe like hide and seek tag.
Hide and seek tag was good, but it doesn't jump out as being like something
A
very,
favorite?
very special, like a favorite. Yeah.
Okay, we just pondered for like 45 minutes and we couldn't think of anything. So I don't know if we have amnesia or just have not a single good memory together.
We were just we were not close as kids, not at all. We just kind of let each other live our own lives. Didn't really interact. We shared a room together, but
But in the same theme of we didn't just immediately become friends in the same way that we're talking about. We didn't immediately just have abs. I think it's cooler that we did kind of work at it, and it was a relationship that was built the same way that I think normal friendships are built,
definitely.
as opposed to just a lot of siblings that are forced to be friends early on, and they try to skip the actual building process. They end up hating each other, and people always ask us like why we're so weird, as in why don't we fight and bicker and punch each other like other siblings. Probably because, one, I would just get destroyed if it was me versus Justin. Have you seen this man? I don't stand a chance.
But you used to be taller than me.
Yeah, taller doesn't mean a better fighter though. I'm a lover, not a fighter. So I think it's a good thing that we had to actually build our relationship and it wasn't just forced upon us. All right, we could probably do one more.
Yeah.
Okay, this one's really for me, but maybe we could tie it into you somehow. Cortez.
I said make it a good one. He took that for himself.
Cortez 2010-2025 says, if you wouldn't be making incredible music, what do you think you would be doing? Well, thank you, Cortez. I appreciate that.
I actually think that's more geared towards me, so I'll answer first.
You really took the first question literally. You've embodied you going on stage instead of me.
I'm ready to go.
You've been studying.
Summer days. Okay, maybe I gotta warm up my voice first.
For the audio listeners, that was not me doing a parody of my song. That was Justin.
You just didn't have your auto-tune on yet.
What was the question? Oh, what would I be doing if I wasn't doing music? Crying. Probably. No, I was really into video stuff and photography. I've always been creative. I actually my mom found a thing that I wrote when I was in second grade or something, when I said I wanted to be a YouTuber, and I even broke down like the economics. I was like, well, I don't need to get this many views, because if I get this many views and I drop a lot of videos, then it'll all add up. And so I've always had that like in my system. And it's also funny that I broke down the numbers like that, because that's kind of the same way I approach music, of just like building the catalog as opposed to just needing to get one hit. And that's how I thought about YouTube videos back then too. So I would definitely be doing something creative, probably in the film photography world. I love making things. That's my favorite feeling of, you wake up on a morning and you make something that wasn't there, and you go to bed knowing that there's something out there in the world that exists because of actions that you took, and people are enjoying it and consuming it. And I mean, when I was younger, I don't think many people were enjoying and consuming the ridiculous webcam videos that I was putting up on YouTube, but the point was I enjoyed making them. And honestly, I think it'd be cool to get back to that mindset where there was no focus on the outcome at all. For us, there'd be 23 views, and we didn't care at all. It was just so fun to make them. And that's the most pure form of creativity, I think, is just tapping into the joy of the art of the creative process, as opposed to being caught up in what the audience is going to think and how they're going to respond and how it's going to be received with numbers and criticism and comments. Just straight up, like, we enjoy making this. And so I'll be doing something where I'm making a video or a photo or just something creative. What would you be doing what do you want to do with your life?
Male stripping. That's actually my default answer. If someone is making small talk with me and it's not a situation where I can really continue the conversation, nor is it a conversation that I feel like giving a thoughtful answer will be reciprocated by another thoughtful answer, and they're kind of in an NPC mode, I'll just say male stripping just to let them do something with it, because a lot of people view philosophy major as some type of dead end. Oh, you're just thinking. That's all you're doing. You're thinking about other guys who have thinking. Like, I can think. Like, oh, if I was Socrates, I would have come up with all these things too. Like, no one had ever thought before. I'm like, okay, yeah, you're right. You would definitely do everything that Socrates did, without a doubt. So I usually just say male stripping. But for me, if I wasn't working for you,
you already kind of are a male stripper at my shows.
This is also true. More incentive to come to the shows if you haven't. And if you have, you know. So if I wasn't working for Semi, I would honestly be doing, I think everything that I've done so far would be about the same, along with everything I have planned. Along with working for Semi, I am planning on getting my EMT certification, potentially becoming an LA County lifeguard. That looks like a lot of fun. Getting my personal training license. I've always had an affinity towards helping people. It's always felt very, very good and fulfilling for me. It's just a way that I can I just go on autopilot and everything else just kind of blurs out, and I just focus on that, and it feels great.
You're a lot more nurturing.
I just kind of lock in.
Yeah, that's really good. You're a jack of a lot of trades.
My name's Justin, though.
Still a J name, which is allegedly a red flag.
I guess so, but hey, I'm red-green colorblind. So that is probably what I would be doing and what I will continue to do, which is actually pretty cool that I'm able to do this and all of those things as well. So along with that, I don't know, I've always loved building things with my hands. In 7th grade, I worked in a tech lab, and I actually did a lot of work with 3D printers and CNC machines and wood shop. So I ended up making one of the pens that I still use today is a pen that I made in 7th grade.
How do you not run out of ink?
I replaced the ink cartridge.
You are good at this stuff.
So yeah, just things with my hands. I don't know. I kind of want to get into car mechanics as well. I like knowing how things work. It feels good.
This is good because I like not knowing how anything works and having someone who's handy take care of things. So we got a good system here.
Definitely. If there's one thing that I wish you guys could see behind the scenes, and you know, sometimes I want to see it too because normally it's me doing this. I want you guys to see Sammy try to lead the way through an airport. I really want you to, this is like an episode of Nat Geo Domestic.
I don't know what you mean, bro. I fly by myself all the time and I make my flights no problem.
Every time you're with me or every time you're with us, it's always we're going somewhere, or especially we've gone through airports in Europe a few times, and you know, he's wearing his backpack and his passport and wallet are in the very back pocket, like the one that could be pickpocketed the most easily, halfway out of the pocket, to where someone could take it with 100% certainty, then Sammy would have no idea.
Yeah, that I can't deny that has happened many a time. But I still have my passport and my wallet. Maybe after this episode, though, there's going to be some more people on the prowl. Anyways, thank you guys so much for listening to this Q&A. Hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah, see ya.